Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Oh god, I don't know how to make an intro because I've never made one before, so I'm still, and same with the setup, I'm still figuring it out. Bear with me, but I'm glad you're here either way. I'm really glad we have this new space to talk together and dive more deeply into topics, which you can't really do on TikTok. As you can see, my hair is a bit lighter. Let's just say Brad Mondo would not approve. Yeah, enough said. If you know, you know. But today we're going to be doing a guided meditation designed to help you learn how to walk through those cravings on your own. It's kind of spiritual if you're into that, manifesting, visualization, that kind of thing. So I hope you guys like it and thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to be posting a lot of tips and tricks on this channel. I guess the only thing left before we get started is either one, get into a comfortable spot that you like, maybe a comfy chair, or something that I like to do because meditating can be kind of tedious and boring sometimes, and sometimes it really helps me to put in headphones and sort of do a mindless task like the dishes or tidying up your room, something like that, to sort of get in the flow state and redirect that energy elsewhere. Okay, we're done. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so now that you're settled in doing whatever you're doing, I want you to start by observing your feelings. Stop trying to distract away from them, stop running away from them. Don't worry, we'll work through them together, but right now just observe, become fully aware, and lean into that. Before I give you a few seconds to do this, I'd just like to quickly point out that there is a difference between just intellectualizing, mentally processing, and labeling, and actually feeling the feelings. You can't really move through feelings mentally. You have to, actually feel them. Whatever we resist persists, so just surrender and take a few seconds right now to check in with yourself. If you're going through a craving right now, I just want to remind you that right there is your body doing exactly what it thinks it needs to do to protect you. Mentally say to that primitive subconscious part of yourself, thank you, but we're safe, I promise. We're safe. There's really no need to put me in fight or flight right now. It's really okay. You know that your body takes a bit of time to catch up to this new way of living because it's been tricked by addictive chemicals into thinking that the substance was a need. You, your neocortex, the leader, knows that it isn't and never has been. Also know that the body is completely loyal to you, and it always has been. Your body works tirelessly for you 24/7, and it just needs a little bit of time to catch up. Right now, it's healing for you, getting adjusted to this new path, and flushing out the poison that has quite literally hijacked its system. Every cell, every fiber of your being is repairing itself. The human body is honestly just so incredible how fast it can bounce back after years and years of addiction. But that does take a little bit of time. So mentally say to yourself, thank you, body. No, but actually I'm serious, so if you haven't mentally already thanked your body, do it, because it's working really hard for you right now, and it's really important to give yourself some gratitude. And even if you're not exactly feeling it right now, you know that this is just one moment in time that will pass and eventually lead you to where you want to be. You're not shaken by the ups and downs because you trust in this process, you trust in your body that's healing you and learning this new way of life, and you trust yourself and your capabilities and your decision. So just show a little bit of gratitude and appreciation for all that your body does and is doing right now to keep you safe, healthy, alive. There's a lot that goes into that, and we can all be better about showing ourselves some appreciation. And hey, look at you developing that mind-body realignment. That's really important, and that doesn't happen by accident. You cultivate it. You're building that right now. And healing that relationship is a really big deal. So go you. And I mean, who knew that quitting nicotine could be such a spiritual experience? Wow. No, but really, you're doing so good. And you've already come so far, and even for you to just even have come on to watch this video and respond rather than just blindly react to that craving is a huge deal. You're actively building a new healthy coping mechanism. You're learning how to work with yourself and your brain to Not just be pulled by familiar patterns and habits that hurt you, but instead actively retrain yourself to do what you want, live how you want. And that is a completely transferable skill that will serve you in many areas of your life, I assure you. You are consciously choosing to create, right now, a new emotional feeling state and new thoughts, which leads to a new path, which leads to a new life. And that's all happening right now. In this moment, you're building that. Sometimes cravings love to try to yell at you with annoying signals and rope you into battling them mentally, but that's like arguing with someone who is already angry, aka useless. Cravings are irrational and senseless with only one goal. They do not come from a rational part of your brain. That's not you, the neocortex. This is coming from a very subliminal, primitive part of your brain that is based in fear. Don't listen to them. They only serve one master, and the goal is to make their host re-enter into slavery with addiction. Don't fall for it, don't entertain it, don't doubt yourself. The cravings feed off of your energy and your power because alone they're powerless. They cannot act alone. They can only try to convince you to act on their behalf. So a lot of times with cravings, they can kind of function as a big wave that sweeps over you and pulls you into its mess, and then you start feeding your energy into it and fueling it more. It creates bad feelings, and it's just a snowball effect. You can both prevent this and counteract this by, one, what we just did, recognizing what is actually going on, knowing that that's not you talking or trying to get you to break your quit. That is not you. And now removing your energy and your power from the craving. You can do this by becoming what I like to call the watcher. Sometimes it's easier to sort of create like a character archetype to tap into that energy. So, the watcher. I guess you could also call it your conscience, but I much prefer the watcher. So for visualization purposes, let's think of our conscious awareness as two sides of self. The self that speaks and the self that listens. Like when you're talking to yourself in your head, who are you talking to? What is aware that you are speaking and processing this information? Think of the watcher as sort of a higher self, but an intrinsic higher self that you already have within you. That is much wiser, much more observant, and isn't reactionary. This is what we are going to tap into today in order to protect your energy, remove your energy from the craving, and step into the role of the observer of the inner world and explore awareness. If you chose to clean or do a mindless task, maybe for this part you might want to sit down, get comfortable. You don't have to, of course. Let's just start by having you focus on your breathing. Just let your natural pace be your guide. And let's set an intention to use this time, give this moment to yourself, and be here and now and not ruminating on the past, worrying about the future, but just fully committing to being present for a few minutes and really taking advantage of this time. Start to ground yourself in the here and now by observing what's around you, the sounds, maybe pay attention to the music, how you're feeling in the body right now, noisy roommates, doesn't matter, just whatever's going on around you. Take a few moments to listen to that. Now we're going to take 2 really deep breaths together, and when I get to 4, you're going to hold that breath at the top with your lungs fully expanded. So just follow my count. So we're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now rest. We're going to do it again. So inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good, guys. Okay. In a second, I'm going to have you watch your breathing on your own, but I want you to particularly pay attention to how these thoughts and feelings really try to just compete for your energy and attention, and how quickly they come and go. And don't try to fight these thoughts off. Just accept them in and watch them just float by when you're not attaching to them and letting them expand with your awareness. Just watch them float by and then returning your attention back to the breath. If your attention gets pulled and you accidentally start reacting and responding to the thoughts, it's okay. Just move back into the awareness of the watcher. Notice also how the thoughts only grow and expand when they're given life through your choosing and your response, your energy. If you didn't choose it, it would just float by and another one would pop in as quickly as the last one. It's your energy and your awareness and attention that has all the power. Cravings, this is really important to be able to do, because when you're just observing and sort of detach yourself from reacting and feeding into certain thoughts, when you just watch them, you can really see how irrational those thoughts are and just kind of look at them and laugh a little bit and just watch how quickly, without your energy and power giving life to them, that they just fizzle out on their own. It's the snowball effect that really can get us into trouble. Don't underestimate how much power you have to make a craving way worse or way easier by feeding into it with your thoughts. Not always, but sometimes even just a little, tiny little mild craving can be turned into a giant, overwhelming stress ball by just us taking it and running with it. Oh no, a craving, not again. And then you start to feel bad in the body because the body doesn't know any different from the physical or the mind-created fear. The really easily induced stress response really served us when we were cavemen and there were predators lurking feet away. But now those once really adaptive mechanisms can be maladaptive, because the same response that would go off in our bodies from a tiger a few feet away can just as easily be induced from looking at a bad grade. While that's not a life or death situation, your body doesn't know that, and it reacts with the same biological mechanisms that were in place thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. And while these biological mechanisms we have in place are very powerful, the more primitive regions of your brain, the limbic system, the brainstem regions, that's where your fear centers are and emotional drivers, they actually cannot initiate movement. That's only the neocortex, your frontal lobe's job. So when I say the cravings really don't have as much power over you as you think and only have the power that you give them, I mean it very literally. Their only tactic is to send you annoying signals, and those signals can be loud sometimes, but you're not alone in this. Learning how to work through them right now, and it will get easier and easier with every single one you move past. Okay, I'm sorry about, I got a little distracted there, but that's okay. I'm going to jump back into another mini meditation. With those things in mind, I want you to do it a little bit less guided. For 30 seconds, you're just going to watch whatever thoughts come and go in your head like clouds in the sky and return your energy and attention to the breath. Okay, I'm setting a timer. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, time's up. How did it go? Also, really sorry because this is the least relaxing meditation probably ever, but that's okay. At least, y'all won't be falling asleep. But I digress. Okay, so how did it go? It can definitely be kind of tough to just sit there alone with your thoughts like that, but you already won by just showing up. And by the way, the goal of meditation is not to get distracted. It's becoming aware that you are distracted. That is meditation. So if you got distracted and noticed it, that's kind of like the whole point. So good job. Now that you've tapped into the watcher, we're just going to wrap up with a little affirmation visualization. And I'm going to briefly remind you of what you already intuitively know, that being that you have already successfully moved past your fears in quitting and come into the unknown by doing so. You have already proven by quitting that you are capable of doing what you thought you couldn't do. Every single day gets easier and easier for you. You intrinsically know that you're on the right path. You even knew it a long time ago before you quit. That inner nudge is urging you to do this for yourself, to invest in yourself and allow this life upgrade. Despite the uncertainty, despite the hard moments, you know with absolute certainty that you are on the right track and the right path for you. You know that the time is now and that everything will work out. Every craving you have is just a detox, purging your mind and your body of the addiction. It signifies that you're one step closer to being where you want to be and that your body is healing. And it's something to be celebrated. I love you guys, I'm proud of you, and thank you so much for being here with me and just letting me into your space to talk to you and be with you during this time. I'm really grateful for you guys, so thank you so much for watching.